Hi, this is Matt with Custom Car Grills with a mesh install for a 2005 through 8 Nissan Frontier. A lot of the work for this will be done on the back of the factory grille. The first thing to do is to remove the screws that hold the chrome and black plastic pieces together. A Phillips head screwdriver is all that's needed to get the screws out. Also holding the grille together are chrome tabs like this one. A flathead screwdriver is usually effective in separating the black plastic to allow the chrome tab to pass through. With the screws and tabs released, the two parts of the grille should easily come apart. Next, I'll grab my Dremel and equip it with the number 543 cutting and shaping wheel. To get our mesh tight against the back of the grille frame, the chrome tabs need to be cut off flush with the opening. I like to take my time and get a good flush cut so I don't have to go back and do any sanding later on. Now it's time to check out the cuts that need to be made to the black plastic portion. There's a fairly obvious cut line to follow that can be seen from the front. Again, it's best to take the time to make sure that the cut is right. Once I've traced all the way around the inner portion, it should be easily removed and discarded. The same should be done with the side pieces as well. With the rough cuts out of the way, I'm going to use a silver marker on the back of the plastic to refine the cuts a little further. I really want to get this cut close to the defined edge. With the inner portions rough cut out already, it'll be easy to get right up to the edge. I'm simply using the Dremel with the cutoff wheel again to do the final cuts. After the cuts are made, I like using a knife to remove any remaining burnt plastic bits. Here's a quick flyover of the black plastic after it's been gutted out. When paired back up with the outer frame, there should be no black plastic seen from the front. For this install, we decided to paint the chrome factory grille frame a glossy black. This is going to be installed on a black Frontier, and I think the color matching frame is going to look great. To attach the frame and black plastic back together, I'm going to use some body panel adhesive called Plyo Grip from Valvoline. This is plastic repair number 3 formula, and I'm trying to apply it in every area possible where the black plastic and chrome frame would come in contact. I need to work fast because this cures quickly. I also need to make sure that the pieces get lined up and pressed together accurately. To make sure I got good coverage, I pumped some of the Plyo Grip into the larger gaps I could find. A bead was also applied to the left and right edges, as well as the lower edge cutouts near the screw holes. Here's how the grille should be looking now. There's about a 1/8 inch gap between the black plastic and the chrome frame to allow for our mesh to be installed. And speaking of which, here's our 3-piece mesh set that we have available for sale on our website. To temporarily attach the mesh, I'm going to use some cable ties and foam. But first, I need to place the mesh on the back of the grille and center it. Then wrap some foam around the chrome or painted surface the cable tie might come in contact with. I'm then looping the tie around the front and through the mesh and connecting the tie together. The head of the tie should be resting on the back of the mesh for best results. It's best to check to make sure that the mesh hasn't moved and created a gap after a few ties have been installed. With the ties in place, the tail ends can be cut off and discarded. Curving the mesh like so is a good trick to use to hold the mesh flat against the back of the grille when only tying the top and bottom edge. To bond the mesh and grille together, I'm again using the Plyo Grip to get the job done. Applying this material needs to be done very accurately so that it contacts the mesh and the back of the grille. But attention to detail is crucial here so that none drips through the front. Once the bond is cured, the ties that were temporarily holding the mesh can be cut off. The mesh install is now complete. Let's flip it around and see how it turned out. Wow, look at how big of a difference this is from where we started. The black on black mesh install is a really sleek design. Here's a picture of how it looks on the truck. This is a must-have mod for any Frontier owner looking to change up their front end a little bit. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions about it, feel free to contact me.